Well, earlier I spoke with retired U.S. Army General Joseph Votel about the situation they're facing. He's part of that conversation.
I think what we're looking at right now is perhaps the most complex time that we've seen in the Middle East, with the conflict ongoing in Gaza, with the reaction from Iran through their Iranian threat network, with the activity down in the Red Sea and around the Bab el-Mandeb, with commercial shipping and military shipping being attacked, and with the general unrest that is across the region right now. I think this is one of the most complex times that I've seen in the region.
So, General, what concerns you most right now? Is it a possible escalation? Is it an increased threat to U.S. troops, or a possible miscalculation?
Well, I think it's all three of those. The one thing I've obviously been thinking about for a number of weeks now has been a miscalculation, much like we saw with the strike last week on, or the attack last week on Tower 22 that resulted in the deaths of three of our Army reservists and wounded dozens more there. This is a good example of how things can very quickly spiral out of control in the region. Fortunately, I think our administration has exercised some patience in terms of responding to this, and now our response to this, I think, has been very deliberate and very focused on the areas where we have been having the most challenges from the so-called axis of resistance in Iraq and Syria, and of course down in the Red Sea area in Yemen.
Of course, General, for months, U.S. forces have come under attack by various militant groups in the region, all backed by Iran. The groups claim to be doing it in support of Palestinians, but they are, of course, backed by Iran. What are Iran's objectives here?
Well, I think Iran has several objectives in the region. First and foremost, they want to preserve their regime in power. The second thing is they want to destroy Israel. And then third, they want to expel the United States and other Western countries from the Middle East so that they can pursue their hegemonic objectives. So those are the three broad strategic objectives that Iran has. And the way that they've chosen to do this has largely been through this axis of resistance, or as sometimes we refer to as the Iranian threat network, which consists of these proxy organizations that literally operate across the region and do their bidding at the behest of Tehran.
And just finally, General, the U.S. has spoken about this multi-tiered response. What do you think comes next for the U.S.?
Well, again, I think as the National Security Advisor said on the media today, he indicated that we were still at the beginning of this, and that some of these responses would be responses that would be seen and some would be unseen. So I think the next tier of this could be perhaps some of the unseen activities. This could be cyber activities. This could be economic activities, things that aren't as ballistic or as kinetic and as easily to identify, but which will have a significant impact. I think what's important for the United States is to bring all elements of its national power to bear. Whether we've seen military, we need to see diplomatic, we need to see informational, we need to see economic power being wielded here as well, to make sure that we create the effect that we want against Iran.